So again, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hi, everybody. This is the third episode of Soundscape. I'm Lara, as always, and as always, there's the team of Soundscape in the room supporting and helping for this project. And today we are with the artist Chelsea. Thank you a lot.
Thank you for having me.
And how are you today? Today is a very strange day because there is a crazy wind outside.
Oh yeah, it's really windy, but no, it's a nice morning. It's sunny and it's summer is coming. I hope.
Yeah, maybe.
So the sun always puts you in a good mood. So
maybe
yeah.
we are going to get close
Yeah.
to the summer. Maybe I'm going to discover London also under sun.
Yes, exactly.
So I want to go directly deeply to your artistic part, but from a melancholic condition, we could say. And I was wondering, listening your music and discovering your information, what could be your first memory about the music, your first memory linked to the music, or the first episode in which you said, okay, I want to produce or I want to do something with this
I think from when I was like 7 years old, I love singing so much already. And I think my first memory is like Celine Dion song. Yeah. And Celine Dion was my first kind of like I grew up with Celine Dion and I listened to a lot of her songs. And in my first singing competition, I think I was 7 or 8 years old, and I sang one of her songs, "To Love You More" by Celine Dion, or it's either that one or "My Heart Will Go On" from the Titanic movie. And then ever since then, I just started to join a lot of singing competitions, especially because of my background. I'm from the Philippines, so we have a lot of communities where they have like events or competitions, and then I think when I started growing up as a teenager, I discovered Nicola Talent Factory. I don't know if it's still called that.
Yeah. It's the same name now.
Yeah, and then so I first found out about them when I was maybe 13 or 14, and I joined one of the singing competitions that they had in Els Court, and I won second place, and it was really fun since then. But I think in terms of original music, when I was 13, 14, the same age, I started writing my first song, and I picked up the guitar and I started learning. And ever since then, I knew that I think is something inside that I always knew I loved music, and I just kind of for me it just felt very natural, and I knew that I loved it and I wanted to pursue it. So yeah, that's kind of how I.
It's something very spontaneous, so for you. And I didn't know that you discovered Nicole art.
Yeah,
A long time
yeah,
ago
yeah.
now.
So I used to join a lot of the shows, and I used to perform in some of the projects and stuff, and it was really fun. And you'll actually see on the YouTube, I have one video there when I was like 16 maybe.
Oh, really?
And
no.
you can see
I lost them. No, really.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, so if you find me,
No,
yeah, you'll see.
You must find this video.
Yeah, so just type Chelsea Alonso Nicola Talent Factory and you'll see my video there.
There's the first your music production present on YouTube is called "I'm Trying."
Oh yeah,
and it's you published 2 years ago. So if it's good.
yeah. I think the music video was published 2 years ago, but the song was actually written by my cousin. So he's the one who wrote the song, and it was It was in 2017, I think he wrote the song, because, or just a bit before that, because the song is actually dedicated to my dad, who passed away in the same year. And so after my dad passed away, we made with the recording and the music video in memory of him. And so that's like one of my favorite songs as well, because if you listen to the lyrics and the message, it's like one of my favorite lines there is, "Tell me what you would do if you could feel the pain that I'm going through," and it's kind of like saying how people can relate to you and how people can relate in terms of losing someone, or not even just through passing away, but losing someone you love, or losing a friend, something like that. And I feel like just so many people can relate to it. And it's very catchy as well. So it's one of my favorite songs that I did with my cousin. So, yeah.
I ain't slept for days, like everything's been swept away. Tell me help is coming, how long do I have left to wait? I'm running out of time, and more people dying that ain't been fed today. Like where did all my friends go? It feels like we're here just yesterday. Been trying to find my sanity, trying to find my peace, but it's oh so overwhelming. Tell me when it's gonna cease. I'm feeling deceased, I'm feeling defeated. This by my own song to be defeated, hiding behind being conceited. Where is the help when you really need it? I've gotta make it someday, believing it will be alright. So why don't you tell me? Why don't you tell me?
I enjoyed a lot also to listen it. It's like a shout to the sky to try to discover how to support heavy, something very heavy inside, and try to understand how to do also with the familiar people, how to support each other. And I think it was very great to produce this song with your cousin. Also for the theme, it's a great message to be closer, to feel closer to the people that you with which you share a great part of your life.
And also that the music video was actually a project that I did. So basically, because while I was studying, I was studying filmmaking, and I made this project, and it was a documentary, and it was based about the life of my dad. And so we made that music video as a part of the documentary, and so we shot the documentary, and I directed it, and I produced it and stuff, edited it, and I incorporated the song. So the documentary is called "I'm Trying" documentary, which is obviously inspired from the song and my dad's life. So yeah.
I'm loving this interview because you are anticipating the questions, so it's great. I wanted also
maybe because it comes from a background of documentary and filmmaking, so I kind of know like how interviews work now, because I've done it so many times. But usually I'm not the one being interviewed, I'm the one interviewing.
I know. So I know that you do also broadcast. It's right, I don't know.
More kind of like filmmaking, film production, documentary, short films, music videos, that kind of stuff. But not TV, not much TV. But you mean podcast?
Yeah, the podcast.
Yeah, I do podcasts. Yeah, I do podcasts.
And about your how to live with a great faith.
Yes.
How to follow your desires or your objects.
Great. Yeah. So, I started this podcast, and it's called the Renew and Refresh podcast, which you can find on Spotify and YouTube. And it's funny because I met a friend online during lockdown. We met through Zoom, and there was an event, and we became close friends. And so we started this podcast because we met through like an online platform, through like young adults and young people like from church, and we had this community, and we wanted to start a podcast and just share like our like life experiences, and we wanted to show how in terms of like church or your faith, like how you can relate it to real life, because I feel like a lot of people think church is so holy and boring and like, you know, but I wanted to be relatable for young people and show them how your faith can really help you practically, mentally, emotionally, and those are like the things we talk about in the podcast. And then I started this podcast. I never met her in real life, and we just started doing it online in like December 2020. And
It's
uh
like a friend's
yeah.
correspondence. I know.
And then after like maybe 1 year or 2 years, we finally met in real
Ah.
life. So she's from Wales and I'm from London. So now she works in London. So we finally met each other. It was
And
really good.
finally, you are
Yeah.
close.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, related to this theme about the faith, there is also a cover on your YouTube channel,
Mhm.
and it's a Philippine
Yes.
song. Let me know if I'm going to
Mhm.
pronounce bad, but Walang Katulad.
Yes. Walang
Walang
katulad. Yeah.
Katulad. And it's the lyric of and also the harmony of this
Mhm.
song. It's very linked and it's very close to this to this proof and to proof to live with with a great faith and
Yeah.
also with a great pain, but that could be supported trying to believe in a force, bigger force than
Yeah.
our capacities, and could be. Have you born in Philippines for the first? I wanted to.
No, actually, I was born here, not far from where we are. So I'm, uh, the place I was born in is Chelsea Hospital, Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. So that's why every time people ask me, "Oh, what your name is Chelsea? Do you support Chelsea Football Club?" And I'm like, "No, but my name is Chelsea, Chelsea from Chelsea, because I was born in Chelsea, in London." So yeah, you know, I was born. Yeah, I was born here, but I managed to learn and pick up the language through my parents. That's why I'm able to sing songs of my language. Yeah.
So could in some way could represent your roots.
Yeah, yeah. I do actually I do enjoy my culture a lot. And I'd say like I'm a lot more Filipino than British, even though I was born here and I have the accent, but I do love the culture and the language and the music as well. So yeah.
Yeah, feeling
Yeah.
appartenance, feeling close to a culture depends just a little,
Yeah.
not where you're born, but just a little to the values
Yeah,
and
exactly.
to the language also
Yeah.
sometimes. But so about this sense of faith,
Yeah.
how would you like also how it's important, how it's I don't know. I would like to figure out an image to how you interpret the communication about the
Faith.
faith with the music.
Music. So for me, because when I was younger, I didn't really have much knowledge about faith and believing in God and stuff like that. Like I knew about it, but I wasn't really involved with like stuff like this, in terms of uh church or stuff like that. But then when I started growing up, I started going to a church where my family would go, and that is kind of where I discovered more of my gifts and talent and music. And for me, I believe like I've been blessed to have this talent, and I think the reason why a lot of my music is about my faith and is about God or is about um believing in something is because I think because my life is just based so much around that, and because of my experiences, and I just want to share. I like for me like the most important thing is to share the message, share a good message or something important through my music, which is why in one of the songs, Reset, it's about one of my like kind of real life experiences. And if you listen, I think the first line is that I'm always trying to be better, trying to keep myself together. And for me, that was kind of like I experienced something in life, and it was something really difficult that I put it in a song, and that really motivated me and helped me to write this song because it came from a life experience. And once I released that song, so many people was like, "Oh, I love your song because I can relate to the lyrics. I feel that's exactly how I feel." And that was one of my biggest like kind of
aims or
wishes,
yeah.
or what my goal was, for people to be able to relate and to feel the lyrics or feel the words of the music through what I experience. Um, so yeah, I think that's why a lot of my music is kind of based around my faith, because I believe that I was blessed with this gift, and that I should, the best thing I can do is to share the good messages or the good news through my music. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and now just really, you are perfect as interviewer.
Oh,
We should do the opposite role. We should change the roles because really. And my last question was about Reset, and you published the last year this
Yes.
single. And maybe I'm wrong, but I really enjoyed and I really liked to listen a pop background music with a very deep
Meanings.
lyrics
Yeah.
and meaning. Yeah. So are there some other genres or some other, for example, instruments that
Yeah.
would you like to learn to add to your
Yeah,
music?
so I mean there's so much that I want to learn. But one thing I do really wish I could play, or instrument I wish I could play better, is the piano. I do want to learn how to play the drums as well. But in terms of background and musical influences, um, I think a lot of my music is because when I grew up, I listened to a lot of Alicia Keys, like R&B styles, as well as Ariana Grande. She's kind of new, but I do think a lot of my music style comes from her music as well. Um,
Yeah, I don't listen. Sorry if I
oh
interrupt
no,
you,
no, it's
but
fine.
I don't listen a lot of Ariana Grande. But with
Yeah,
Reset, really, it was clear the model
yeah.
that
Oh.
it's
Um,
very
yeah.
very
So
cute.
I do like kind of a bit of soul music, and jazz I do love as well. I do love going to see live jazz music, which is so nice. And I listen a lot of gospel music because I grew up in church as well. So a lot of gospel and soul, that kind of music. So
The principal ones. So I really hope to listen you in these all these genres and to listen your next production that could pass through this part of the history of the music. So you would like to experiment with
I'm hoping to obviously release more music, and because last year I released my first single, so hopefully in the coming months or in coming years I can release a whole album, because I have written so many songs, but I haven't put them out there. It's all like demos, and it's all like in my in my notebooks in my at home. But hopefully one day I can share it as well with everyone.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll meet again here. I don't know what is
Yeah.
going to happen. So thank you for to be here and to share these very precious informations with us.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you to you to listen for this episode, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
I'm always trying to be better, try to keep myself together. But when I make a change, I just tend to give up. It's never enough. Oh, I know that I should try harder. Pray that I will be stronger to fight what comes my way and never be afraid. Smile through all the pain and keep my head up. I don't need to worry, 'cause he still loves me despite of all of the wrong things that I've done. I'm trying to express how I made such a mess. What I've become was not what you wanted, but this is sincere, I'm making it clear. Don't want any regrets, just want a reset. I just want a reset. I know I'm gonna break my chains. The power is within his name. It's time to turn away from the girl that I was. Time to move on. God, renew my mind and my heart. In times of struggle when I can't always keep the faith, I know you never change. Yesterday, today, you always stay the same. I don't need to worry, 'cause he still loves me despite of all of the wrong things that I've done. I'm trying to express how I made such a mess. What I've become was not what you wanted, but this is sincere, I'm making it clear. Don't want any regrets, just want a reset. I just want a reset. 'Cause I know I don't need to worry, 'cause he still loves me despite of all of the wrong things that I've done. I'm trying to express how I made such a mess. What I've become was not what you wanted, but this is sincere, I'm making it clear. Don't want any regrets, just want a reset. I just want a reset. Don't want any regrets, just want a reset.